Hello class, today we're looking at solving our number problems with equations. In this topic, we need to be comfortable with using one variable to represent more than one unknown. We do that by writing an expression for the second or third or fourth unknowns using that first variable. So in question 1, we're told one number is 4 times another number. If their sum is 95, what are the numbers? So they're not really clear on which number is which. So I've just said let my first number be x. And then I want to think about how do I calculate the second number using my first number. So I'm going to say that my second number is 4 times the first number. So if the first number is x, 4 times that would be written as 4x. Now the next bit of information is my equation sentence. Their sum is 95. So when I take my first number and I do the sum with the second number, that is equals 95. So let's put in our variables. We said our first number is x, our second number is 4x, and that gives us our 95. Now for solving, we're going to follow our same normal 4 steps. So first thing we'll look at in our equation is, are there brackets? In this question, there are not. Next step is to collect our x's, and in this case our x's are on the left side of the equal sign together. So we're just going to collect them and say that 1x plus another 4x's is 5x's, and that is equal to our 95. We don't have any addition or subtraction to undo in step 3, so we'll move on to step 4 and undo our multiplication by 5 by dividing by 5 on both sides of the wall. That's going to give us our x is equal to the quantity 95 divided by 5. As always, don't be afraid to long divide if you need to. 5 goes into 9 one time, and 5 goes into 45 9 times. So I can say that my x is 19. So that's my first number. However, I do need to still calculate my second number. My second number, I said, is 4 times that. 4 times my 19. And we can, again, not be afraid to long multiply if you need to. 4 times 9 is 36. 4 times 1 plus 3 is 7. So I could say my second number is 76. And let's answer that in a sentence. We'll say one number is 19, and the other is 76. In question 2, we've got a lion's speed is twice as fast as an elephant's speed. The sum of their speeds is 108 kilometers per hour. We want to find the speed of each animal. So what we want to think about here is which animal's speed is being calculated based on the other animal's speed. So when you see our lion's speed is twice as fast as an elephant's, the elephant's speed is being used to calculate the lion's speed. Our elephant's speed then is our simpler amount, so we're going to let our elephant's speed be x, and that means the lion's speed is going to be twice as fast as that, which is 2 times x. Now we know that the sum of their speeds is 108 kilometers per hour, so again we're going to add our elephant plus our lion, and the result of that will be 108. Our elephant speed is represented by x, our lion speed is represented by 2x, and the result of that is 108. We'll follow through our 4 steps. We don't have any brackets in step 1. We are going to collect our x plus our 2x's to make 3x's in step 2. We don't have any addition or subtraction to undo in step 3, so we'll finish up by dividing both sides by 3 to undo the multiplication. Get that x is 108 divided by 3. Again, don't be afraid to long divide. 3 goes into 1 0 times, 3 goes into 10 3 times, and 3 goes into 18 6 times. So we can say that our x is 36. Now if we look back up above, we said that our elephant speed is x. So we can say the elephant speed is 36 kilometers per hour. We do still need to calculate our lion speed. So our lion's is equal to 2x, which is 2 times that 36, which is 72. Of course, don't be afraid to long multiply there if you need to. And so we can say the elephant speed is 36 kilometers per hour, and the lion's speed is 72 kilometers per hour. In question 3, we want to find 3 consecutive numbers whose sum is 342. So we talked about consecutive numbers being one after the other. So I've given you the start that we want to let our first number be x. So we want to think, what would be 1 after x? Well, that's going to be x plus 1. Now, a number after that would be 1 more than that. So that would be x plus 1 plus 1. But of course, we can combine that and just say our next consecutive number would be x plus 2. Now we know that the sum of our 3 numbers, our first plus our second plus our third, is equal to 342. And we'll fill in that our first number was x, our second number was x plus 1, our third number was x plus 2, and that's what's giving us our 342 overall. Let's follow our 4 steps to solve this equation now. Don't have any brackets in this equation for step 1. We're going to collect 1x plus another x plus another x, gives me 3 x's in total. We can also collect some constants here. 1 positive constant plus another 2 gives me 3 positive constants, and that will be equal to my 342. We do have some addition happening to our x that we need to undo in step 3. So the opposite of adding 3 is subtracting 3 from both sides. I can say that 3x is equal to 339. We can finish up by dividing both sides by 3 to undo that multiplication. Say that x is equal to our 339 divided by 3. Again, don't be afraid to long divide if you need to. 3 goes into 3 one time. 3 goes into the next 3 one time. 3 goes into the 9. 3 times. That's better. So we'll say x is 113. To finish up, we're going to say that that's our first number. So we're going to say the first number is 113. 1 more than that will be the second number, which is 114. And our third number is 1 more than that, which is 115. Now, with all of these, you can check that your answer meets the criteria of the question. So we want them to be consecutive numbers, and they are one after the other. And then we want the sum of those to be 342. So of course we could check our 113, 114, 115 added together. 3 plus 4 is 7, plus 5 is 12. 2 carry 1. 4, 3 does in fact equal our 342. On the back side, we have one of these ones that's a similar type of problem, but requires a little bit more thinking. So we say in a shop there are 25 bicycles and tricycles. It means there's 25 total objects in the shop. There are 63 wheels total between those two types of objects, and we want to know how many bikes and how many trikes are there. So it doesn't really matter which one is which, but this is going to be our part is equal to total minus the other part. So if we know there's 25 total, and we're letting the number of bikes be x, then our number of tricycles has to be the difference between 25 and x. So let's set this up. We do know that for our wheels, we have a total of 63. And that's made by our number of bike wheels plus our number of trike wheels. So how many wheels does your bike have? Well, it has 2. And so how many wheels do all x bikes have? It'll have 2 times whatever x is. How many wheels does a trike have? It has 3. How many trikes do we have? Well, we said we have 25 minus x for the amount of trikes that we have. So let's solve this equation. We want to start by expanding our brackets. So we'll expand our 3 into both terms of the brackets. 3 times our 25 gives us 75. And 3 times our negative x is negative 3x. The rest of the equation, of course, is still there. So our 2x and our plus on the other side are equals and our 63. Let's continue by collecting some x's. If we collect the x's just on this side, we have that negative 3x and our positive 2x make negative 1x in total. And we still have our 75 there. And I don't want those negative x's, so I'm going to go ahead and cancel it out by adding 1x to both sides. And that'll give me 75 is equal to x plus my 63. If you want to say 63 plus x, that's fine too. Let's finish up by undoing this addition. So we'll subtract 63 from both sides. And 5 take away 3 is 2, 7 take away 6 is 1. And we have just x on the other side. So since we said x is the number of bikes, we can say there are 4 bikes. And how many trikes do we have? Sorry, I don't know where I got 4 from. We said 12 is x, excuse me. So there are 12 bikes. 12 was x down here. And then the difference between our 25 and our x is our number of trikes. So 25 take away 12 is going to be 13. 13 tricycles. Question 5. We got a farmer has both pigs and chickens. There's 78 feet, 27 heads. We want to know how many pigs, how many chickens are there on the farm. So again, we want to think about what we know about the total here. And I know that each of those animals only has 1 head. So I know that my pigs plus my chickens is equal to 27. And therefore my pigs would be equal to, for example, 27 minus chickens. So let's go ahead and say let x be our number of chickens. And so our pigs will be 27 minus x. Okay, next we need to think about our total. So we know for our feet that we have 78 total feet. And we know that's going to be made up of 4 feet for each of our 27 minus x chickens, plus another 2 feet for each of our x chickens. Sorry, our 27 minus x was our pigs. Okay, so let's do our calculation. We need to start with our expansion of our brackets. 4 times 27. Well, 4 times 20 is 80, plus another 28 is 108. And then we also have our minus 4x. 2 times x is just 2x. Oops. And then on the other side, we still have our 78. Let's next do step 2. So collecting our x's. Negative 4x plus 2x is negative 2x. And that'll be equal to 78. We don't want that negative x, so we'll add 2 x's to both sides. And that'll give me 108 is equal to 78 plus 2x. We'll finish up by doing step 3, which is to undo our addition of 78 by subtracting. 8 take away 8, 10 take away 7. And we'd finish up by dividing both sides, a little tight here. And I'll say that x is equal to 15. So x was my number of chickens, so I'll say there are 15 chickens. So we've got our 15 chickens, and then we need to figure out our number of pigs. Our pigs are 27, take away our 15, and that's going to leave us with 12. Final one here is more of a type of problem that we'll see in some later lessons. But we've got 5 boxes and 2 1 kilogram weights weigh the same as 3 boxes and 7 1 kilogram weights. We want to know how much do these boxes weigh. So in this, you want to focus on this word, the same. And the same is really the equal sign in our equation. So we know that 5 boxes and 2 1 kilogram weights are the same as our 3 boxes and 7 1 kilogram weights. So we want to know how much do those boxes weigh. So for this one, I want you to think about that word, the same, and think about what is equal here and what is our unknown that we're being looked for to help you come up with your correct answer of 2.5 kilograms each. So I hope that's helped you at least on questions 1 through 5 for these problems where we need to define our variable using more than one unknown.